Hi everyone, I'm Karen Dubbs from Flexible Warrior Yoga, Health and Wellness. This video is special for my autoimmune sisters to share some tips to reduce stress, which in turn supports your healing. But these tips really are for everybody, so whether you're healing from an autoimmune or other disease or an injury or chronic pain or illness, maybe you're an aging warrior in the over 50 category like me, or maybe you're just simply on the prevention side and you're looking for ways to reduce stress and improve or maintain your overall health and wellness. It is all good. All of us can benefit from reducing stress and from making healthier choices to support our health and our wellness. And some negative side effects that come from stress include increased belly fat, increased inflammation, increased chances of disease, and lowered immunity. But the positive side effects of lowering your stress would be to have some weight loss, decrease inflammation, decrease your chances of health problems, and improve your immunity and your gut health, right? So whether you're in your 40s, your 50s, you have an autoimmune disease or not, I think a lot of people are feeling a lot of stress. If you do have an autoimmune disease and throw in a worldwide pandemic, there's a lot of stress going on, right? And kids and aging parents and all the things. So stress is really taking a toll on our health in our society in many ways. And stress isn't just emotional or physiological, like from high pressure job or work environment or financial worries or marital problems or the endless things to do. It's also non-toxic living and unhealthy choices, and even over-exercising can be stressful. And I believe reducing stress is really the number one essential survival skill to thrive, whether you have an autoimmune disease or you're just looking for improved health and wellness. And I know it's a chaotic world right now, and being calm in the center of chaos is really ideal, right? Learning how to do that. So a quick question before we go into the tips, and that is this: are you a warrior or are you a victim? And so what I mean by this is warriors take action and victims are blaming, they feel sorry for themselves, or they make excuses. And I'm not saying it's not hard. Having an autoimmune disease myself, I feel your pain and I know the struggle is very real. And as the saying goes, if you fall into a victim category, this might not just apply to you. This might not be the video for you. But I do believe that making choices and investing in our own health and self-care is our greatest health and wellness, right? Like that is our most valuable asset. And it's not always easy, but it's definitely worthwhile. So I personally fell into the victim category in the beginning. Just being honest, and like, why me? This is so unfair, running from doctor to doctor, kind of seeking someone or something to magically fix me, right? But then after years of that and learning to then practice my own self-care and get my nutrition in order, which we'll talk about a little bit, and more restorative exercise instead of trying to kill myself with my exercise, like all of those things really empowered me. And then I learned to be more resilient and have that warrior mindset, whereas the victim mentality is only getting me in the downward spiral further. Then I got on the upward spiral, and that's why my business is called Flexible Warrior, by the way, because it's about resilience. So the key is really focusing on reducing the stress, and that is within our control, reducing the stress that's something that we can control, and trying to let go of the things that we can't control, which isn't always easy. But if you tend to be someone who wants to control things, or it's a type A, this is really a good video for you, okay? So again, I believe we need to have a positive mindset, a warrior mindset, and first and foremost, to have that warrior mentality means to take proactive action, and that's why you're here. For me, it's like never give up, that's the warrior, but always let go. And it's the balance of those two opposites, right? Does that make sense? So I should mention too, if you are also in the over 50 category, these are things I wish I had known in my late 20s when I was first diagnosed, and in my 30s and 40s, I wish I had done all this, but it's never too early or too late to start. And I honestly can say that I do feel healthier now in my 50s than I did in my 20s. So these little self-care techniques and reducing the stress and taking positive action really can make a difference over time. One of my favorite quotes in my yoga studio is an Amelia Earhart quote, and that is this: the best way to do it is to do it. So I think overwhelm is a big reason why people stay stuck in their old habits and they don't take the action. You know, they can get that analysis paralysis thing going on, but we're going to try to keep it pretty simple, and you don't have to do them all at one time. I'm going to give you 5 kind of categories and tips that will support your healing and reduce stress, but it's endless, right? The amount of things that you can do. So maybe journal a few of these and see what really resonates with you. Just pick one, and just remember that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, right? And so you showed up today and you're here to take that first step. So good for you for doing that. So, all right, here we go. You ready? So the first one is reducing sugar and adding in more anti-inflammatory superfoods. And I know you're like, wait a minute, I thought we were going to be talking about, you know, like breathing techniques and yoga and that sort of stuff. Yes, we will get there. We will get there. But realize that there are different kinds of stress. And foods are really one major stressor for a lot of people. And the food can either support our healing and wellness, or it can cause stress and inflammation. So it's really one or the other. And sugar is really, you know, one of the number one inflammatory foods, and very, very stressful on the body because it leads to inflammation and disease, and it can slow and prevent your healing. So anti-inflammatory superfoods, you know, like organic fruits and vegetables, and any food that has a healing property, and then removing the inflammatory foods like gluten and sugar and alcohol and processed foods, right? And the Autoimmune Sisters has a 21-day anti-inflammatory plan that has amazing, delicious healing recipes to support the healing process. And I'll put the link in the comments of this video if that's of interest to you. It's really a great investment, very inexpensive, $21 by the way, for right now as I film this. And it's a very affordable way to just take that action and that commitment for 21 days. And by the way, white sugar, when combined with caffeine, causes even more stress, right? Because caffeine can lead to anxiety as well. And I know for me, when I was first diagnosed with Lyme and Hashimoto's in the same year, by the way, I was completely exhausted. I was in a ton of pain. So I was literally living off of coffee, sugar, and painkillers, which is terrible and so inflammation causing. So anyway, the number one tip to reduce stress and speed healing is to remove inflammatory foods and replace them with anti-inflammatory superfoods and healing foods. And on a side note, by the way, the healing anti-inflammatory foods are also good for your gut health. And there's a direct connection from your brain to your gut, okay? So a lot of the serotonin that we make, the mood boosting, is made actually in our gut. So when you eat those anti-inflammatory superfoods, they are creating more mood boosting serotonin, which is going to boost the brain and then help you deal better with stress and chronic pain and, you know, all the things, right? So just be aware that a good positive side effect, in addition to healing your gut, is boosting your mood when you eat anti-inflammatory superfoods, okay? Hope that makes sense. So reducing sugar and stress, reducing sugar is reducing stress and replacing it with your anti-inflammatory superfoods. And by the way, also adding in adaptogenic herbs like ashwagandha, holy basil, rhodiola. These help to build resilience and help you cope with stress too. So you might want to look into adaptogenic herbs. Okay, got it? All right, moving on to number 2. And that is reducing toxins and detoxing your home. And again, people might be like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, so toxins in our home are very stressful, and we can be exposed to so many environmental toxins now in the products we use, in our cleaning products, in our homes, and then of course in the foods we eat as well. They can have a lot of toxins on them. So removing toxins can also reduce stress, because those are stressful. Toxins are stressful on our bodies. And the products we use, you know, the cleaning products, your laundry detergent, your dish detergent, your toiletries, your lotions, your soaps, your shampoo. You know, I personally use a lot of doTERRA products, and those are essential oils, and I make my own skincare, and I do a lot of my own cleaning products. So a lot of people are into sort of essential oils now, and I can link up again in the comments if that's of interest to you. And speaking of essential oils, by the way, a lot of calming essential oils are out there. You can use those and really kind of take things down a notch. Vetiver, bergamot, of course, a lot of people are familiar with lavender. You can use essential oil blends like Peace and Serenity. You can take a hot Epsom salt bath is a great thing to do, and add some essential oils to that. So again, if you want to jot down some of these and really do what resonates with you, but beyond the toxins in your home, the cleaning products and the personal care products that you use and the clutter that's in our house can also be very stressful. So if you want to consider doing sort of a home detox, the cleaning products, the unnecessary necessities, you know, cleaning up the clutter in the house, I make that part of, I do 21-day yoga, superfood, and self-care resets as well. And I make the home detox part of the reset. And everybody that does them always feels a sense of peace and calm, a little lighter, a little more free, and it has an effect on our stress. So make it a priority to declutter and detox your house at least twice a year. I do it seasonally, 4 times a year. And then when you declutter, it will increase a sense of calm and grounded and make your home space more healing and calming. Okay? All right, so moving on to number 3, and that is quality sleep. And I know you knew that I was going to say that one, right? Like, this is huge. I mean, what is more stress reducing and healing than getting a good night's sleep? And it's really about getting back to the basics, like high quality foods, anti-inflammatory healing and hydration, and environmentally conscious choices, because, you know, that really makes an effect on all of our healing. But when you get good quality sleep, it allows the body to restore and heal. And then you're coming from a restored place, and you can make better choices, right? About, you know, your health and your wellness and your healing. You're more productive, your performance is up when you feel recharged and energized and kind of ready to go with the day. So make it a priority to get 8 hours of quality sleep. Do all the little things to kind of prep at night. Get your phone turned off, turn your computer off. And, you know, obviously reducing caffeine and sugar and all those things will help to improve your sleep as well. So make sleep a priority. And we don't realize it, but our thoughts and our reactions really create stress too. So, you know, maybe before bed, do a little meditation and reinforce in your mind the warrior mindset, like I talked about at the very beginning. So if you are a kind of person that sort of does tend to freak out when a challenge arises, or you a kind of person that's like, okay, this happened, I'm gonna make a calm choice in this moment. So you really have, it's like a muscle. You have to train your brain to respond to stress, because stress is gonna happen. No matter the hot bath, the essential oils, the meditation, all of the things, if you have the warrior mindset, right? I can do this, I can handle this, I can be strong, I can empower myself with all these healthy choices, and I can be more resilient. So it's really about having that positive mindset as well. All right, so that was tip number 3, that was quality sleep. Number 4 is my area of expertise, it's exercise. And so we know that exercise can be calming. So yes, yoga and breathing techniques and meditation and stretching and all those things, of course, just any exercise that gets you out in nature specifically. Unplug your phone, leave it at home, give yourself some time to get outside, to move your body, to get healthy and healing circulation going, to sweat, to boost your mood, to improve your cardiovascular and your strength strength and your endurance and your flexibility. There is good stress, like exercise, versus bad stress. So calming exercise can really stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is in charge of rest and digestion. And a simple breathing technique like the 4-7-8 breathing technique, so easy, or the box breath. Both of these videos, by the way, are on my YouTube channel. You can find them at Flexible Warrior Yoga on YouTube and learn a little bit more about calming breathing techniques. All right, number 5, this might be my favorite one, and that is do more that brings you joy. This is so important. Like, make time in your life for the things that bring you joy, whatever that means to you. So, for me too, I do a digital detox several times a year. I unplug my phone from social media. I get off of news. I get off my gadgets more. I get out in nature, and I do the things that really bring me joy. Crafts and dancing and singing. Purging my closets actually makes me really happy, and so I do that, but I have to get off social media and get off news. Like, no. Set those healthy boundaries and take that action to do more that brings you joy. That creates space in your life. I say that gets us on the upward spiral, and little by little, investing in your number one asset, which is your health, allows you to feel more open to these healing properties, letting go of stress, coming from that empty cup place. And I know it's hard as caregivers and moms, type A overachievers, and especially when we're sick or if we're having an autoimmune flare-up, it is not easy. But giving yourself that space and time for healthy boundaries and practicing self-care is really what will help you bring the stress down. And again, when you bring the stress down, you're opening yourself up to more healing, because self-care truly is healthcare, right? And reducing our stress improves our overall health and wellness and allows us to move forward on our healing journey. So stress less and dance more and stay strong and flexible, my autoimmune warrior friends. If you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to me. Again, it's Karen Dubs. FlexibleWarrior.com is my website, and my YouTube channel is Flexible Warrior Yoga. Flexible Warrior Yoga is my YouTube channel. I'm on Instagram and Facebook as well. Do your anti-inflammatory superfoods. Okay, so reduce the sugar and reduce the inflammatory foods, reduce the toxins in your home, do more that brings you joy and set those healthy boundaries. Exercise, move your body, and do the exercise that feels good and makes you happy, okay? Instead of dreading it, do it because it makes you feel good, okay? And then, most of all, just continue to invest. Obviously, you're here for a reason. Continue to invest in your health and your wellness, your number one asset. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste, which means the light in me honors and acknowledges that same light that is within you. All right, peace.